Hi everyone, welcome. Today we are doing coding. Yep, it is Coding Sunday. Oh wait, pump this music down a little bit. Yeah, Coding Sunday, which means we are doing coding. Sunday, Coding Sunday. Yeah. I am going to work on trying to get permission to be able to do that. I mean, I'd love to make that the opening song, but... Alright, so today I had two ideas, and I'm going to try and work on both of them. First of all, I want to work on KJBot for Discord. I just got a Discord creator, or Discord bot creator, I should say. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and creating a lot of fun little, functionalities and commands, and I'm really getting to know how to run the damn thing. So, let's say we just get to that. I mean, you can probably see on Discord, on my desktop, I already got a whole bunch of stuff. But, here. There. That's probably a bit easier for you to see, right? Yeah. Alright. So, we've got a whole bunch of commands that we can run. There's events that we can run, and then there's settings, but I'm not going to show that to you because that has, all sorts of personal stuff on it. And then over here, you can see our Discord. That's right, you can join our Discord, link down below, both on YouTube and on Twitch. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of work today getting new links up on the Discord, on Twitch. I have been uploading to the YouTube Uncut channel, which I actually do not have a link for down below for Twitch. I will. Probably after this stream. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. But, yeah, if you go to YouTube, search Kjasi Plays Uncut, you should find their channel where we have a whole bunch of uncut music. Or, not music. We have a whole bunch of uncut audio. Is that music too loud? That just sounds like it's too loud. There we go. Okay. I mean, it sounded okay to me, but I'm also talking, so I don't know how to judge that as well. So I'm going to turn that down just for me. But, fortunately it's still good for you. This is music that is YouTube and Twitch copyright free, at least it says it is. Existence, thank you for that, host. I probably missed it, and it was like a few minutes ago. I don't know why my host alerts aren't showing up. I'll have to check on that. Anyways. Let's get to it. So, as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of commands set up. I've got a help command, which says, I'm a new bot, I can't help you too much. Try commands for commands. And then if I do commands, it gives me all that, which gives me basically the full list of commands that are publicly available. Now, I thought I set it up so that after 1 minute, this will be deleted, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. Store message and object. Oh, I probably need to do that. Message out. Yeah, there we go. And now delete object message out. There we go. So if I delete that and restart my bot, commands. So after 1 minute, this should disappear. If it does, then we can change the wait command to the 5 minutes I was planning to do anyways. By the way, I am actually active inside my Discord. You can actually see me right there. And you can see me talking this whole dang time. So if you're interested in joining and talking to me, now would be the good time. Just join KJBot, agree to the rules, which should be working. I actually need some help testing that. And you can just hop on in and start talking to me. But for right now, let us work on Okay, this was supposed to be deleted. Oh, maybe it doesn't delete. Oh, maybe it's, yeah. Maybe there's a delete. Delete. Let's look for embedded. No. Oh, did it just delete it? I thought I deleted it. Try this again. Commands. I'm just gonna let that go. Alright. Embedded. Set. Add blank. Add. Set embedded description. Send. There's no delete embedded message function. At least not that's, clear. Oh, maybe I could set the description. No, I would have to get the message and then I could send it. Set it. Is that? No, that music's probably fine. Alright. I was just a little concerned because it just, the music sounds like it's, at a good level, but I'm seeing it, blasting it, and then, if I adjust the browser volume. Okay, so yeah, it actually did delete it, so good. I don't have to actually do anything. If the music is too loud, let me know. I'm going to try and write it a little bit there. Maybe that will work. Okay, so the good news is that actually does delete that, so don't have to worry about that. I also have these roll commands, which I just added for fun. There. Kjasi rolled a 48. And now I can actually do, like, D4. I rolled a D4 and got 2. D20. I rolled a D20 and got 4. Oh god, at least it wasn't a critical fail. And then I personally can actually go through and delete these, and I am, just because I'm trying to keep this clean. But yeah, as I said before, if you want to join, just click the Discord link down below on chat. I mean, here. Yeah, you're watching me. You scroll down, you click this thing, and that will take you to my Discord. If I set this up correctly, you should pop in, not see any channels, except for this rules channel. You have to come in here and type in ! I agree after you read all the rules and actually agree. At that point, you should see all the rest of the channels, and everything should be good. I think. With my limited testing, it seemed to be working, but I don't have a account where I can actually, jump into the server at the same time as me owning the server and test it out. You can actually see we have Patreon channels. If you want to join on Patreon, that's down below. But, alright, so I'm thinking I want to get a rank system up and running. Now, I've been watching a whole bunch of tutorials and everything. I think I know how to do it. I'm not 100%, so at some point I might be bringing a tutorial up to show me. But let's start with a new event. So, let's go, well, let's see, leveling up, event trigger, member band, ooh, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, role created, role deleted, channel created, deleted, you can do a whole lot of stuff. Member update, message deleted, message update, no, we want like message added, ooh, we can do message reaction added, and then removed, ooh, so I can set it up so that you just have to use like an exclamation point or something on the rules. Just a green button. You press that, and that registers that you've agreed to the rules. That may be something to consider. All right. Well, is there like a search function here? Nope. All right. Any message set. To use any message command type. All right. Is there an test custom event? Ooh. Neat. All message reactions removed. Any message set. Depreciated. Use any message command type. So okay. I see now. So we'll go call this leveling up. Any message on the server only. So this should work. I can actually probably remove this event right now. So basically, when anybody sends any message, it will... Well, let's do this. Get... let's see. Member info. Ooh, store member info? Command author. Yeah, let's get the member object. Well, username. So, with a member object, can I get sub-variables? I think so. Call this, member ob. Actually, no, let's do this. Object member. So, first, we store the member from the command. So, anything we type will get the member object. Next, we need... let's see, what kind of info can we get? I don't know. Variable? Convert variable. Interesting. Alright, so what I want to do is create an experience point system. So, point? No. Let's take a look at this. Conditions. Check variable type. Check variable. If user reacted, check if message. Alright, okay, this is the problem with coding Sundays, is quite often I'll just sit here and go, what am I gonna do here? How does this work? Alright, member control. Store member data list. What? Character after number. Data name. Number before start. Data. Check global data. Check member data. Here we are. data name, experience exists. If true, continue actions. If false, continue actions. If that, then we need to jump to action 5. I don't know if it's going to be 5, but all right. Data. Is there like a create? Control member data. All right. Experience. Set value 0. So if the action if they don't have experience, then we need to set it to 0. If they so that's what we're doing. We're looking for experience. If it exists, if it doesn't exist, it will do this. It will set their experience data to 0. So, when you do, accept, you should level up. So, all right. So, ooh, I wonder, can I set the command? All right. Message. Check if message. Okay, that's interesting. Send messages, edit message, find message, store message info, command message. All right. Message, text. All right, so now we'll do a variable. So we're checking. First of all, we want to see if it equals our command, our agreement thing. If it does, we're just going to stop. Otherwise, continue. Or if continue, other way around. All right. If it if it equals agree, which it shouldn't, then stop. Otherwise, continue on. So anytime anybody runs our agreement command, the level up command should not detect it. So, also, let's, yeah, we got this. Let's do that first. I mean, there's no point in generating experience points and everything if they're doing it wrong. Okay, so if it's agree, and no, cancel, no, yeah, there we go. Clone, because I also want to disable leveling up, this command. So if I typed in leveling up, nothing should happen, at least not as far as the user is concerned. So, if, however, I don't have the information, control member set value, right, member data, store member data, experience, default 0. Yeah, there we go. Command. Store in data experience. So actually, I'm going to remove the control. So, and we can just say Alright, if experience exists, jumps to command 6 now. Otherwise, continue. So this will just set it to 0 if it doesn't exist. And now we want to increase it exponentially. So set data, or data control member data. Alright, value equals... Now, I don't know how much I can do here. So let's say that every message gives you 2 experience points plus level times 5. Insert temp. And let's you know, I think I might just have to clone this all again. Put that in between, and now we go for level. Command author, data level. And yeah, I know I'm going to have to go back there. Level, data level. Now, I'll be honest, I have not heard any of this music, so... Default level 1. So you're going to start out at level 1. Let's create... Alright, so check store data. So... Jump to action 6. Yes. And now, this will jump to action 8. So this is basically managing all of our, making sure that, people, when they do a message that isn't one of the ones on our, exclude list, basically, that it will, go for, everything. It will basically say, okay, now we need to add information. So, let's actually create a get information. Check member data, command author, data name, experience, no, I don't want to check, I want to get data, controlled member data, no, member data. I guess oh, that's all depreciated? Oh. Alright. I'm at the point where I need to go look things up, so. Discord bot maker member data. Let's see. Nope. Oh, we got some docs here. Alright, so member data. Nope. Member data. Depreciated. Depreciated. Well, what happens if I just type in member? Member info. Unban. Roll, kick, get, control. You know, it says it's depreciated, but it doesn't tell me what to replace it with. Alright, let's try data. Check member data. Check server data. Save variable. Okay. Store member data. Store server data. So, variable. Control variable. Check variable. Save variable. Transfer variable. Alright, Discord bot maker. Leveling system. I mean, this is a highly popular system. Okay. Part 7, creating a... It's 101 seconds. Well, the suggested clip is. Okay, I gotta pause the music. She's using store member data, and that's depreciated. Although that says it's coming. Discord bot tutorial 3. Simple, you know. Well, let's try this one. Control member data. Ah, okay, I see now. So. Let's come in here. Control member. Control member data. No, that's still depreciated. Member data. Store member data list. That's all we've got. Store data list. Store member info. Source. Command. Tag. Add member, bad member, fine, no. Store member data list. It's basically just this. Data name? I don't know. Ah. All right, let's go back here and let's check past month. Okay, this is nice, but it's in Puerto Rican or Spanish. New course WorldBot. Level maker Discord bots. No, that's just an advertisement. Discord bot maker variables. Okay, that's useless. Alright, well, let's go for the past year. And of course, we get that. Well, let's try this. Discord bot maker store member data. Something here. What's going on here? Store data lists. Messages of the day. Nice. Member data. Ooh. No. Well, member data depreciated. Maybe I can find something about here. Nope, just here that it's yeah, just here that it's depreciated, but again, it doesn't tell me what to do with it. Store command parameters. Oh, music. Ah! That was loud. That was very loud. I forgot I had to boost it up in order to hear that one girl. Huh. Huh. Last updated in February. Action index. Well, the other ones actually, this doesn't say what to use instead. So, screw it. We're just going to use the check and store. So, let's come back here and check her out, and I'll just spot author, temp, member XP, member rank. Pause the music so I can hear this. Store member data. Okay, so I don't have to do a if it exists. I just do store member data. Okay. And it'll basically say, hey, if this doesn't exist, it's 0. Or, hey, if this doesn't exist, it's level 1. Okay, so alright, so we got our stopping actions, so those won't work. And Hello? Okay. What the heck happened, and how long have I been muted? I hate it when technical glitches like that happen. It ruins the whole night. Okay, so I was doing rank, but I've decided to change it up for... I can't hear over this music. I decided to change up rank to level because rank is the role you have on Discord, not the... no, don't switch. Not the rank you have on... not the rank you have on... Yeah. Rank is something you have on Discord, not the level you have with this. Your current level is, yeah, with experience points. Edit action. Alright. So, now, if I come over here... Oh, wait, I gotta save this first. So, right now, leveling up doesn't do anything other than create the experience points and stop the run if it's, you know, detecting something wrong. So this is actually going to get your experience and your levels. It's going to delete the command message and send out the message. So let's give that a test. Level. Your level is 1 with 0 experience points. So I should now have... no, I wouldn't have any experience points. Alright, and let's make it that asking for level points does not... let's see. Alright. Yeah, level is another action that does not give you experience points. I mean, even if I was to go level again, I'm still level 0 with no experience points. So now, let's start getting it where we can do experience points. And I want to take a quick look. You know, jump ahead, jump around, jump around. All right. Oh man, yeah. She's doing a rank system, controlling all sorts of data. There's a hooray, you've leveled up system. Temp variable, experience. Let's see if I can just skip ahead. Add member roles. Oh, she's doing quite a bit. Alright, so a couple of if-then-elses. Okay, it looks like control member data is what she's using. And then store member data. And then checks also. Alright. Add value 1. Okay. Yeah. That seems fairly simple. So create control member data, experience, add value 2. No, we'll set it to 1. So every message increases it by 1. And then, yep, check in the member rank. Check member data. Okay, so here, okay, her math is actually fairly simple. She uses the user rank times 10. Now, just to get things going, that might be something to do. And here, let's pull that all the way down. And now check member data, experience, is greater than experience. There we go. Let's see, let's try level times, yeah, let's do the same thing. Let's do times 10. So it takes that much to do it. So the good news is when you're rank 2, it takes twice as much XP, but you're already halfway there. So let's see, control member data is next. Okay, if continue actions or else stop. If true, continue, else stop. Yeah, alright. Create. Control member data. Level. Add value. 1. No, not mentioned user. Command author. I gotta keep doing that. I don't know why they default to mentioned. Alright, so. And now we'll send the message. Actually, we're right there. Congratulations. Insert command author. You've leveled up. You are now level temp variable level. Now, do I need to okay, no, we've already controlled the level. Okay, you are now leveled that. Alright. Well, let's give this a quick test, shall we? Alright, boo. Let's do level. I've got 1 experience points. Whoa there, too spicy. Enter the chill zone. I'm currently level 1 with 22 experience points. And if I do that again, still level 1. Alright, so if actions, temp var data, you know, what did they do? Temp var user rank times 10. Well, I got data level, yeah. Experience. And alright, add value. Okay, so the same channel. Congratulations, member. You've leveled up. You are now level Alright, store in nothing. No, that's alright. Now, if experience is greater than level times 10, continue actions. Else stop. Okay, this is just getting a little weird for me. Let's try saving this again. Boo. No, I'm still that. So experience is going up, and then it has a problem. So let's do a test. Ooh. And then clone this. And I will have this say boo 2. And now save. Boo. Boo! Okay, so it reaches the first one, and then it has a problem. So experience. Ah, that was the problem. Willing to bet. Boop, boop. You're now level 1. Boo. Boo. Okay, I think in here I need to actually do a new action. Store. Command. Experience. Well, no. And let's add a reset command here. And let's make this the administrator only. Level reset. Alright, so here we need to basically set it up to delete all the levels for everyone. So member data, delete member data, leave blank to delete all data. Data name, level, create. No, not mention user. Server variable, no. Okay, so it's going to be like that, is it? I can delete my own data, but not everyone's. Delete server data. Yeah, we could do that. But delete server data, level. Delete. Clone. Delete server data, experience. Edit action. Server data reset. Alright, so level reset. Okay, so that didn't do it. Delete global data. Level. Delete global data. Experience. I'm guessing neither of these are going to work. I'm going to have to basically find a way to iterate through all the people on the server. Alright. Level. Alright. Level reset. Reset. Okay, so level reset did not work. I'm going to set that to just reset. Nope. Can't delete the global data. Let's just delete all the data because I don't need it, so reset. Nope. Alright, so that's how you're going to be. Delete member data. Ooh, can I get members? Get. Let's see. Member. Control member data. Member control. Store member data list. Store member info. Set member nickname. Oh, that could be fun. Like on Halloween, yeah, set everybody to, you know, a single username. But you need to do that in such a way that you can revert it later. Okay. Transform lists. Server members. Ooh, there we are. Null value. Okay. Temp variable. We'll set that to yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. To server members. Alright, so list, convert list to text. There we go. Loop through list. Stores member. Ooh. Ooh. Call type asynchronous. Okay, so I can. Oh. Okay, let's, I gotta jump over here. Event name. Reset. Levels. And XP. Event trigger, none. No temp variable for this trigger. Message deleted. Server member update. Message. Server becomes unavailable. On bot error. You know, I should do an on bot error. Test custom event. So, event reset temp member stores member through loops member. Call type synchronous. I suppose, yeah, I want synchronous. Test custom event. Temp variable name, member. Create. Alright, so, delete member data. Level, create action, and clone, experience, edit action. Okay, so if I did this correctly, this might actually work. So let's see. Reset. Server data reset. All right. Hey! Okay, so we got it to work. Now we can reset the data. Oh boy. That's going to make testing a lot easier. Clone action. Let's see, we got leveling up, reset. Not that I think it, should process that. So, okay, so let's see if I need to remove these boos. And I'm going to delete these messages too. Is there a delete all function? I wonder. Edit channel. I mean, I could delete the channel. So that's actually something I want to look up real quick. Discord text channel delete all. How to delete all messages in a Discord. The first way is to manually delete it. Use a Discord bot. Clone the channel. Alright. So actually the easiest thing to do would be to write a new command. delete all. Server only, administrator only. Actually, no. Manage messages. All right. Loop cube. Loop whole queue. Loop through folder. Loop through list. No. Loop through list. No. Find channel, edit channel. Well, let's try messages. Delete message. Channel or message to delete. All right. So we can delete the message. Now we just need to loop through it. Find channel. Well, no. Channel info. Store channel info. There we are. Same channel. Channel object. So object channel. So now I have an object channel. Now I need to process all the object channels. All right. Messaging. Oh, delete bulk messages. Amount to delete. Delete conditions, none. Can I just say delete messages from same channel? So I don't need any of that. I just need delete bulk messages. Let's try this. Delete all. Nope. Amount to delete. -1. All. Delete 20 messages. Let's see if that works. Delete all. Okay. Let's see if I can actually type in all. Delete all. Load more messages. Delete 50,000. And just because, delete message, command message. Delete all. Alright, let's delete. Let's try to do it the other way around. Delete all. Hey! Got that to work. Alright. So now we can clear out the testing channel. That's good news. Let's see. I'm going to actually turn this back to administrator. I mean, I'm the only one who's ever going to need to be able to do all this, so... So we still have the server reset, and that's good news. Alright, so now we need to continue with leveling up. Let's check this. A. Oh, you're now level 1. Temp var's data level. Alright, first of all, that worked. Unfortunately, it looks like it is not... Yeah, it isn't keeping our... Alright, what does she do? Control data. Alright. Well, no. I'm doing control. Yeah. Do I need to do store again? Create embedded message, store, control, check. Temp variable user rank. Embed message, no? I'm doing the same thing. Increasing XP. Alright, so store message info, message author. Now see, I've got my own ways around that, so yeah, let's see. I've got all my checks. We need to first XP. Store member data, and then level up the experience. Alright, store member data, data level. Well, for me it's data level, for her it's user rank. If true, continue actions. If false, stop. Alright. Level up rank. Oh, temp variable rank. There we go. I think. I mean, that looks more accurate. Alright, check member data. Yeah. Ah, okay. So you're getting your temporary member data. Okay, so that's what you're doing earlier. So store member, or no wait, store Dementor member data info, store message info. Command message, temp variable, member, message author. All right, getting a little confused here. All right. So, you are XP gain. Yeah, this is not making sense to me now. So okay, experience, default level, data variable, good. Control member data. That's right. I think we might have to set the experience, the variable. Say variable, control variable. Add value 1, and it was data level. There. Now this should work correctly. So, reset. All right. All right. That seems very good. Now it will go up exponentially. Well, not exponentially, but linearly. And we probably could write up a system that will let it calculate faster based on the length of the messages you send. Like, we could set this up that it's basically per character. Yeah. I feel actually pretty good about that right now. I might just leave it as is for the moment. Okay, I almost think the music's too low now. There we go. Okay, so we've got our whole leveling up system. You can check your levels. The admin can reset and delete all text messages. We got some D20s and dice rolling commands, server setups, agreements, and we had to do our resets through a event, which I think is fairly awesome. And we have the system set up for when people join the server. So I think that's probably good for right now. So I'm having trouble figuring out what else I want to do. I mean, it would be fun to add a whole bunch of games and stuff, but quite frankly, I want to get back over to my other project. On the other hand, I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes, and I am bored! I want to play some games. Would you be upset if I, played some games? I mean, I would actually technically stop the stream and then restart it playing a game. But I don't know what. More than likely I might do Titanfall. I mean, there's nobody watching right now. Apparently, Coding Sunday is a bad, not exactly a fun thing. At least with Discord bots, as far as they're concerned. Who knows? Let's see. Let's stop this here. I'm going to leave that minimized so we can keep going with that. And I'm going to start up and we're actually going to do some real programming. Because maybe that will be more fun. Alright, where are we at? Alright, so looks like I was working on profiles when I last left. Let's see if I can actually run this sumbitch. Yep. So, I don't know who remembers KJBot way back when, but this is what's happening with him now. Basically everything is empty. Other than a couple of ideas here and there. No profile manager, no profiles, all the abouts. Well, actually, the abouts work just fine because that took me home. For visit website, check for updates. That's not going to work. Report issues. That seems to work. It's taking me to my report bug page fix. Donate. Which I probably should, update. About plugins, which actually I need to make, and then about KJBot, So basically, only a handful of things in here work. Let me see if I can actually find an old KJBot that might... Well, uh-oh. Hold up. Alright, minimize KJBot. Alright. Accidentally click and went to desktop. That was not what I wanted to do. But let me see if I can find an old KJBot that might work. Probably won't, but it might. Okay, that's the release system. That's actually one of the big things I need to work on. I actually have a whole release system that I am working on that should... here, let me load it up. The whole idea is that this is the system that will compile and build up everything I need to actually take KJBot from the final setup, build all the XML files and everything, compress everything down, and then toss it into the system, so that I can, basically put it up and people will be able to instantly download the updates. But, you know, it's been so long since I've worked on it, I basically decided I need to kind of almost restart from scratch on that. Mostly because the biggest issues with it had to do more with what I was doing with it. And how I was changing up how I wanted to work with it. Alright. Okay, that didn't even compile, so... Alright, where are my oldest things for it? Give me a moment, it's just taking so long. I've been rearranging everything. I just got my own NAS, which is network attached storage. And I've just been moving everything over to that, because it's like huge, like ridiculous amounts of space, because apparently I'm insane and put 12 terabyte hard drives in there, and I have them all rated up. So I'm at half capacity, and it's running like 31 terabytes of information. And I am planning on filling that damn thing out. But, you know, I'm still... You know, I emptied like 2 hard drives almost completely. And I still have data to put over here. Gosh, where are all those files? Oh! Oh, wait, I think I know where the files are. Did I not build that yet? Okay, so it's on a different drive. Some pretty nice music in this collection. This is gaming music for YouTube and Twitch, copyright free on Spotify, in case anyone's interested. There is a metric ton of songs on here. And why am I not on gosh darn random? There. Now we're random. Yeah, it's like 11 hours and 33 minutes of music. So I just have that set up and it's just playing in the background. Okay, so that's... okay. Well, I can think of one place where all of that is. FileZilla. And let me go away. I'm going to take that over to my second screen so you can't see any of it. Especially when I hook up to where I need to go. No, that one isn't right. I've got like a couple of sites here and I'm trying to find them all. And... nope. You? Oh, yeah, you look like you have it. Yes. There we go. Do, 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 do. And just for completionist's sakes. Oh wow. The first KJBot release that, you know, worked. KJBot Alpha 1.0 R4. I mean, that takes me back. Okay, here we go. Here are all the KJBots that were ever released. Well, except for one of them. Oh, that's still copying. Holy shit. Why is that like 17 megs, and why is it taking so long to download? Oh, it's still downloading 1.2 as well. Okay. So, I'm still downloading files, apparently. There we go. Now that's complete. Now that's a complete archive of all the KJBots that were released. These should be fully functional. And I just have them for my own edification, if nothing else. But let's take 2.1. So none of these will work anymore, mostly because they're designed to work on Mixer. Here's profiles. Yeah, well, we can make a profile. Let's call it Kjasi. And you can see you can't do it on Mixer because we only support Twitch, but we're not going to do Mixer because that, and yeah, it's telling me you got to set it up. But this is how it's supposed to look in comparison to how it looks right now. So much happened in between 2.1 and this new version that we're working on right now, that because of how Mixer turned out, or how everything worked out with Mixer and removing the code, it was easier for me to start over. So I took basically everything about this and dumped it over to here. You can see it still has all the tabs. The difference is these screens, if I come over here and go to displays and credits, it's still there, but none of the data inside is. That's because I don't have any of that set up. We got timers. I mean, this is all stuff that, I'm wanting to do still. Just making this like a one-stop shop for everything. We got our commands here. That's going to be a big thing to put in. The viewer system, which, all this stuff, actually, almost all of it work except for ranks. Viewer lists, stream settings, never got the stream manager stuff going before things, but chat worked sometimes. You have connect, profile manager, you can switch between your profiles, you got some options in here. And this was actually something that was requested pretty early on, was people wanted to be able to change their font sizes, because I had a default on there and people were like, I can't read it, it's too small on my screen. So I was like, okay, here you go. And so they could set it up to whatever they want. I mean, they could make it look let's see, I've got there we go, you can make it look like Rye, or Rubik's or Roman or any number of things. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Razer 111 Retro 18 point. And now the bot will use that font forever. And that's how it will show up in the chat right here. It'll be all retro and everything. But this is how it was supposed to be, and it was going to be a great thing. But I had a few ideas, and I needed to make changes. Because you'll notice right here they have about, but over here we have about KJBot and then about plugins. Because this whole setup is rewritten to work with plugins. Because I was tired of having to hard code everything over in here, in this screen. So this is using plugins to get interoperability with streaming clients. Let me show you what I mean. Here's old KJBot. Let me put that over there. And here's new KJBot. And I don't know why that doesn't work. That's weird. Oh yeah, I actually did need that. Okay. Well, that's a release version. Over here we got bot logs over here. We got bot logs over here, which are categorized by month. So these are bot logs from June. This is bot logs from July, and we have a regular log, which let's come over here. It shows you simple information that a user might be able to need. But I also have a debug log. This is the same thing, but it gives me a whole bunch more information. So when KJBot has a problem, I'm going to ask you, okay, give me the debug log, and this will give me all the information I need. Because you can see this has 6 lines that gives me a whole bunch, all the informations, and this gives me 9 lines of information because I have, debug messages like, this one and that one. But yeah, KJBot and the old system, did that too. You can see, debug logs. You got lots of warnings and debug alerts and stuff. But I did actually, update, things a little bit. And I might actually send the send some more files with this, make it a little bit bigger when it gets functional. But you'll notice that there is no plugins right here. I mean, somewhere in here we should have, this plugins. And if you come here, you can see Platform Twitch. We don't have that over here because this was hard coded in like a bastard. I don't even know what bearer is. Platforms, however, is an unfortunate thing that we need to have in order for this to even work. I also have this set up for debugging, and this one's not. But this one was more feature complete. I mean, I could it's still up now. I could connect this into Mixer, and it might even work, depending on if the API has changed enough to make this functional. But no, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm working with this guy. So the big thing to do now is I need to figure out how my profiles are going to work and how the bot settings are going to work. Because I need to have those two things in place in order to be able to say, hey Twitch, I want to get this going for this person. Okay, but what about these other plugins you might have? Oh, well, we'll have to work on that too. So there's a lot to do here. It's going to take a bit, but I think it might be worth it. Reworking it from the ground up is daunting, to say the least. I mean, I'm having to go through and force myself to rethink everything. Do profiles need this information? Do they have to be attached to the main settings? Do settings need anything? I mean, should I even have settings that are global and not profile? And the answer is yes. Yes, I do. I need to... the difference is settings, or as I used to call them, bot settings. Those are ones that affect the PC, while profiles are things that affect streamers. Because the whole idea was to have to separate things out. Information that the current computer needs that only affects the current computer, like window sizes and positions. So when I have KJBot open, it needs to know, okay, do I normally come in right here? Or do I come over here on this second screen that you guys can't see? Or, what about this screen? Or what about right here? Or, should I come in really tiny? Or should I come in incredibly huge? I mean, I just realized, should I come in incredibly huge or really tiny? Where do I go? How big do I stand? That is the information that the program needs to know per computer. However, the information it needs to know per profile, it needs to know logins, it needs to know the bot names, all sorts of things. So yeah, what is the viewer like? What's their alerts? That KJBot will eventually manage. What's their favorite color? Do they want the white screen or do they want the black screen? It's all user preference. And all this came about because I tried to figure out what do I need to set up in order to turn this to use the style sheets on this? And it turns out I gotta get the profiles up and running. So you can see here we have style. Actually, no, there you go. You can see here we have a profile name and we have the style theme. Now the style theme is going to be tricky because, well, no, it's not, because I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this so that the profiles can be as the program's as agnostic as possible. That means it basically means the program shouldn't have to know all that information. It shouldn't have to know that this profile is in slot number 5. It doesn't need. It shouldn't have to know that. I mean, yeah, it has to know that. But what happens when you copy your profile from one KJBot to another? What happens when that same profile gets used on multiple computers at once? Not that that should cause a problem. That will only cause a problem when we finally get around to uploading. And who knows how I'm going to handle that. That's future KJ's problem. All right, so yeah, and then there's also the issue of how do I keep the plugin information in the profile. I mean, being able to plug in new platforms, like, we have our Twitch, but let's say we also have the Mixer, we have DLive. If we go alphabetically, even though the Twitch platform was written first, so if we do use a numeric system, the Twitch platform was first, so that will be 0, because that's how you do it in math and programming. 0 is 1. So yeah, we'll do that as 1, and then, oh wait, this user just installed 2 new plugins. Well, I load these alphabetically, so I'm going to see DLive, then Mixer, then Twitch. Oh, this is a profile for plugin 0. Well, that must go to DLive then. So that's something I have to figure out, is how to save that data almost dynamically. Probably the easiest way would be to save the data as a JSON string with in a array, and then each plugin has their own array, and it would use the profile ID, not the profile ID, but the plugin ID number, or not ID number, but idea. Let's see. Let's come back over here. We have some metadata. We have the platform Twitch ID. If I can use this, that would be ideal. But we also have, some information right here, like platform ID, which is just a string. So this has Twitch ID, and these should be unique. I mean, I think I said somewhere here. Somewhere around here, platform ID has to be unique. Yeah, a unique identifier for this platform, usually the site's name or address. So twitch.tv would be the one used for the Twitch program. So in the JSON string, I would bundle all of the data for Twitch under a Twitch array. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so far this is all that it does. Now, bot lists, that's going to be something fun, because KJBot needs to know, okay, who else is a bot? And so we'll have to get bot names and numbers and all sorts of things when we get to that phase. But before that, got to get it so this can actually connect. And as much as I would love to do that immediately, I would rather get the interface using the platform data. Not the platform data, but the designs. So it'll start looking more like the other version of KJBot, because I think the other version... Yeah, the other version you should be able to change... what's under... Oh, okay. You should be able to change to the light theme. And, you know, it looks like this. And it looks like I failed on a couple of things. But, you know, that will be improved. Yeah, I mostly just worked with the dark theme. So because I thought it worked better. But yeah, getting KJBot, getting the new version to look like this is one of my next goals. So to get that, we need to get settings working with profiles, because profiles are where the style theme number is. And right now it's just a number because there's only going to be 2 themes. I might at some point flip things around so that it is, you know, themes are also essentially a plugin. In fact, one of the things I did was I built this plugin system in such a way that it would be easy to build a new plugin type. And, you know, these are old settings from the old KJBot, and some of these are actually from a program called Project Stormwind. Project Stormwind is an old is a plugin, it's a plugin-based system that I wrote for a custom model viewer for World of Warcraft. And actually, I could pull that up if you guys are interested. Let's go to Project Stormwind. I don't know what state it's currently in, but apparently it's... odd. Oh, okay. It probably got... I just changed up all my QT things, and it's probably having problems, and I probably need to recompile that, and that's why it's not working. But a little premature there. Yeah, KJBot. I'm sorry, Project Stormwind model viewer designed specifically for working with websites, not websites, but landscapes, world objects, and also some models. But the goal for Project Stormwind is exportability. And I can show you exactly what KJBot is designed for. Well, not exactly, but basically what it's designed for. And actually some of the things I've done with it. I'm going to load up right now a VR chat world that I've been working on. And you're probably going, what? VR chat? What's that? VR chat is a very fun VR and desktop-based chat program where you embody a avatar, and it's basically a 3D chat world. A lot of people think it's a game. It is, technically, but it's also a great place to come in, meet people, expand your horizons, but it also has a very vibrant modding community. And I've been trying to get into that. Because, you know, I gotta love the model. You come in, you do modeling, you come in, you can set up whole levels. Here we go. Let me expand this out. Alright. Here we are. This is the world. I've made, you know, I was able to export Stormwind from World of Warcraft into Unity. Unity is the engine for, you know, what's it? And you might think, oh, there's not a whole lot there. Well, You're kind of true on that. I was in the middle of doing stuff and I had to rebuild a lot of this. But you know, how it actually looks in VR chat is a lot better, because I think right now, let's see, what am I doing? Do I have... No, okay, don't have any of that. There should be... Yeah, I'm basically rebuilding this because I was having some problems with it, so I needed to rebuild the world and with whole new data. But I was able to take the whole entirety of Stormwind and export it in parts, and then import it in here with correct positional data. I mean, these lights you see, these are the real lights that you get in World of Warcraft. And they're in the right positions, as close as we can get it. But I'm in the middle of setting things up so that it'll all work correctly, and we can actually replace things. Because, let's see. I think yeah, right here, these are 2 unique items. And that's because they actually toggle the mirrors on and off. I mean, let me, right there, that's a mirror. And mirrors are a big thing in VR chat. I mean, if you have mirrors, yo, you're golden. Yeah, it looks like the frame rate is actually way better today than it was yesterday. And that's more than likely because I was able to fix my monitor setup. It definitely had, G-Sync enabled, and G-Sync messes with OBS's ability to record frame rates right. So, but yeah, still working on fixing this up, but all the doodads, all the, decorations, they're actually here. I mean, these barrels are decorations. I just need to go through and reconnect everything. I think I'm actually working on various prefabs. I mean, let me actually come in here and see if I can... Oh, that's all.
You've got a new follower!
Ah, prefabs. Come on, prefab it. Well, we got a bottle here. A bottle prefab. I'm not sure why I have a bottle as a prefab, but I think I was basically getting to a point where I was turning everything into a prefab so I could make changes to it. Or do something insane like make it... Hey! Move selfies! Thank you for the follow! What the heck is with stream alerts? Why aren't they showing up? I mean, it should be working. Let me check Streamlabs. I mean, I don't know why it's not working. Come on. But yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Okay, well, it sees my channel. I just don't know why it's not working. Yeah. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to do a test.
You've got a new follower!
Yeah, that's working, but I'm not hearing any audio. So, did the audio get disabled? Oh, I think the, okay. They are working. It's just, for some reason, OBS isn't popping up with the correct things. Oh well. I do apologize if I miss people. So, at any rate, let's get back over here. Come on, there we go. So yeah, I'm setting up very slowly prefabs. I mean, here, candelabra prefab. This will eventually be, you can pick it up and you might be able to move it about, but I'm also doing things with lights in prefabs because I think I'm going to have to come in here and manually edit them so that these polygons will rotate correctly. I mean, I'm probably going to have to come in and remove them from the model and then replace them with sprites so that they work correctly. But, also being able to pick them up will be a lot of fun. We got some trees, which I do mainly because they also have collision on them. I need to have that all set up. Definitely setting up all the mugs so you can grab them. And, yeah. So there's that. You might be thinking, oh, well, you don't have very much. That's not true. I mean, if you look over here, I have a whole bunch of things disabled. Let me enable them. Alright. Frame rate drop. All of Stormwind. And keep in mind, this is classic Stormwind. This is Stormwind as it appeared in vanilla and a whole bunch of other places. And I also did something that they never did. These signs are teleporters. And I put ones down here for short avatars. Because a lot of people like to have short avatars. But, yeah. Let's see. Right now, this side is pretty much open and all done. I just need to finish up this side. I got most of the warrior district done. I'm still tweaking up the dwarven district, and I gotta do a lot of tweaking with the castle district. In fact, I think right now I have the castle completely locked up. So if you were to come here, you'd actually only see that. I am planning on doing more cities. In fact, if you were to come here, I am going to put in a blocking thing. You can't go much farther than this. But there will be a teleport right here. In fact, wait, what? Where is it? Oh, no, that's the... Yeah, right there. Portal to... No. Right there. That will actually be a portal to Ironforge, which actually should be fairly easy to do. But I want to get all the main cities kind of done. And I'm not going to do just the... we're not doing just the Alliance either. Nope. I'm also going to do the Horde. I already have a good start going on Ogremar. So let's... let me actually see if I can grab that open real quick. Kalimdor! Yeah, I need to put this under... Yep. Usually hosts have hors d'oeuvres. Wait, what? Why do I have that as a prefab? Moonrunner, thank you for the host! I think it's weird that you've changed your name to Moonrunner. I still call you like 3 other names in my head at least. Yeah, that's fine. Ah. Poor kid. But, hey, I like Moonrunner. That's fun. I'm going to get spacey at some point. I mean, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but, I do actually have stars behind everything. I mean, here, let me go to chat time. You can see stars behind everything. But, yeah. Definitely doing space themes. Yeah. Oh, I've been pretty good, actually. The biggest problem was for the last 3 years, I've effectively been homeless living at work. And then things got bad at work and we lost the building that we were renting. So I was very homeless at that point. But fortunately, they didn't kick us out of the building. They just didn't renew the lease. Hey, Oracle! How you doing? Let's go chat time, yeah. They didn't renew the lease, so... Oh, well. Here we go. Kalimdor, that's what I was looking for. Let's see. After that, I basically went up and lived in Seattle for a few months, and that was right when everything started going to hell, as far as, the virus. Let's see what happened then. Early April, well, no, early March, or here's the thing. We had to be out of the building that we were renting for our business by the end of April. May 1st or June 1st was, the day they were coming out to inspect everything. We got up to Seattle, like a few days after Christmas. Got a few things going there, and the whole time we're looking and looking and looking for a house to live in. Can't find anything within our price range that we'd like that will fit all of us, because there's me, my brother, my sister, my parents, and my brother's kids. At least when they get to come visit. Let's see. Yeah, fortunately, we were renting from a family friend, so we basically got in there for free, and lived there for, but basically we had a place, but the owner of the house, who was our friend's sister, she was, I don't know what I should say. Well, she and her fiance's lease was ending, so they were actually going to move back into that house, in the beginning of June. So we had until the end of we had until the end of April. So yeah, beginning of June. Or was it May? No, April. April was the deadline for all of this. End of April, we had to be out. May 1st was when the inspection was happening on the building. May 1st was also when our friend's sister wanted to move back into her house. So we basically had until the end of April to find a place, buy it, move in, and get out of the house in Seattle, and get out of the building that has all our stuff for the business. I'm still exhausted from all that. Definitely better. But fortunately, at the very beginning of April, we found a house, this house that I'm in right now. We put a bid on it, and we had the house. It was basically ours about 2 days, the last day of April, basically. It was a busy month, and we were coming up and down all the way to get things moved on time, because we had to empty that big whole building that our business was in, and a lot of our personal stuff was actually being stored there too. So but after that, I took about a month or so to just kind of settle, relax, get ready. I'm still not ready. Not where I wanted to be to start up streaming, but I was like, fuck it, July 1st, we're doing it. And then Mixer died on, they announced the death of Mixer on the 22nd, and I was like, damn it, I gotta do a stream. Yeah. So I did a quick stream on that to just go. You can actually watch that on YouTube. It's not a particularly good stream, but for a I wasn't ready for it. I thought it was pretty good. And now I'm on Twitch, at least for now. I may go over to D-Live at some point. I was really excited about Trovo, and then I found out it was owned by Tencent. And Tencent, and being owned by Tencent wouldn't be bad. No, this was developed by Tencent. Tencent, 100%, basically. And Tencent is very pro-China, yes. And they're also very pro, we'll spy on people for China. So, yeah, not going to do that. I can't even delete my account I made over there. Because I made an account when I was really excited about it. And then I found all the information. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to delete my account. How do I delete my account? I can't find a spot to delete my account. And I went looking in their system, and they said, "Oh yeah, just log into the system page, and you can delete your account." I'm like, "Where? There's no button that says you can delete your account." So yeah, but I absolutely refuse to go to Facebook. I left over security concerns years ago. I'm not going back. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're essentially Trovo and Tencent are an information sponge for China. And I'm sorry. Yeah, Facebook is just as bad, but literally all the big companies are just as bad. Microsoft is just as bad. Google is just as bad. The difference is Facebook is they open up their stealing for other people to do. I mean, if I can have a friend on Facebook do a quiz, and the people who wrote that quiz get my information, no. That was one of the things I was like, nope, okay, off of Facebook. And now Microsoft wants to join up with them for Facebook Gaming. Go figure. Anyways, enough of the rant, I think. Let's move on to better things. Like, I can continue telling you what's going on with Project Stormwind. And, let's jump over into this. Here it is. Here's the beginning of Ogremar from classic World of Warcraft. And this will be a fully explorable level. I mean, overall, this is actually way better than Stormwind in so many ways. Although, I was wondering what happened to the water. I might have to go looking for that. But you're going to be able to explore all this in VR chat once I finish up the level. And get all the decorations and stuff. And eventually, I want to get, NPCs in here, and I just went 360 and couldn't find the exit. And I'm going to get it so this, dynamically loads, and we'll have links up to other places. I mean, I got to find a good place to put a portal down so you can get to Stormwind. And, also the other locations. Like, I might, where's the flight point? Ah, here we are. Yeah, I might put a flight point, teleport points up here for the other Horde cities. But eventually we'll get... Yeah, it also needs the right lighting. Right now it's just a default kind of lighting I have set up. But, they had... I figure, what's better? Ogremar with shadows, And I do want both of these maps to have dynamic holidays. So when we get to, if I can get these up in time, the goal is to have it that they'll be decorated for Christmas. So here you'll have the Great Father tree and all sorts of stuff. You'll have that in Stormwind. You might even be presents. Who knows? But I'll definitely make the presents dynamic so you can throw them at people. But the idea is to have just a massive place for World of Warcraft fans to visit. Ooh, over here I'll put... yeah, that's right. There's a teleporter right there. I'm not entirely sure what to do right here because I'll have to get some landscape out. More than likely, I'll just block you right around here. So very little landscape needs to be, pulled out. The other option, however, is to block people right around here. So you can't really, you try as you might, can't really see outside. But yeah, I'll eventually get all the lights and doodads and everything imported, but you'll just teleport in and off you go. That's the goal, at least. But yeah, I did this exporting with Project Stormwind. It's a good program when it works. I don't know why it's not right now. Probably because of the Qt reworking I did. I don't know, maybe let's take a quick look. No, close. Don't close that. Let's see. Project Stormwind. Probably just has to be Oh. Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be rebuilt. Because I removed the version that it's working with. So, yeah, let's do that real quick. Alright. So this is still running Visual Studio 2017. And hey, you're still initializing the plugin. There we go. Qt settings. I have to change all this up so that it will read the right data. And we'll do Qt5. And let's make sure that I have the right... I might actually have to convert this over. Yeah, I don't think I have 2017, so I'm going to have to update these. Now here you can actually see the plugins. KJBot is going to use the same system, but these are all designed with plugin systems, just straight off the box. All right, so hopefully this will just compile. All right, man. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Nope. Alright. Alright, Foundation is having an issue. Qt project. Default Qt version. Build. There's no Qt version assigned. Please assign a Qt installation in Qt projects. Alright. One of the things I also did for this was convert it into a more modern system with KJBot. So, okay, that worked. So, and now it's having problems. All right. Yeah, I think the links. I forgot to change everything. Oh, come on. I only have one thing. One configuration. First of all, I gotta set this to Qt5 on all the directories, because I made some significant changes. And Qt5 directory should cover most of that. Yep. Alright, let's see if I can get this building. Nope. Still having trouble finding that QT random. Use Q random generator instead. Okay. Q random generator. QS rand. What about peak? What's going on? Oh, okay. That was depreciated. All right. So now I have to install. That's the sucky part, is when you gotta do stuff like that. Include Qt core random. I'm assuming. Q random generator. Yeah, let's just stop. Oh, is there any static functions here? Generate. Nope. Alright, so Q random generator. Well, we'll just call this QR. No, I have not, Sir Rasta. It's still on my list. In fact, if I bring up my Epic Games launcher and pop things open. No, it's just been sitting around waiting for me to work on it, and it's you know, half of it is me trying to figure out the math to make the bouncing of the lasers work, which is like one of the things that's kind of holding me back. And seriously, where the heck did my projects go? Anyways, I still have it. It's pretty much up to date. It's just not, yeah, it's not doing. Right now we're I was supposed to be working on KJBot, which is a chat moderator bot for, you know, streaming. But right now we're actually working on Project Stormwind, which is a World of Warcraft model viewer / exporter. And the big issue is I'm trying to update a lot of the code to Qt 15 or 5.15, and some of the things that I've done is now wrong, apparently. And so I gotta add, you know, it's like I have this QS rand function, which was yeah, it is a little complicated. Basically, you know, I have to replace this one little function with something else. So, QR random generate. Oh, so I can do double? Is that what I understand? Or is it that? Okay. Generate double. Alright, so generate What do we got? Begin and end. So, if I can just do that. Alright. So who knows? Maybe that just works. Well, it seemed to work. Yeah. And I'm mainly just trying to compile this so I can open it up and show people that it's working. Meanwhile, KJBot is just still in this kind of default state. It took me a little bit to get the old KJBots out. KJBot used to work perfectly, and then Microsoft, well, I won't say it worked perfectly. It used to work, and then Microsoft announced that Mixer's dying, and so I was like, okay, I need to get it up and running for Twitch. And in looking at trying to rip the specific code for Mixer out, I realized, okay, I'm doing this wrong. Let's start over and just import the code as we go along. So I'm basically going through and I'm trying to, I'm trying to figure out what's working, what doesn't work, what do I need to change, and I'm taking the opportunity to literally question everything about KJBot in terms of its programming. Okay, good. Looks like it finished compiling. So, maybe now it will work. Oh yeah, that's right. Apparently one of the things they changed was even in debugging you have to get platforms, installed. Alright, here we are. This is KJBot as it exists right now. It's a very simple 3D viewer. It has a default plane. And it opens files directly. So there's that. But it looks like it's not set up correctly, so let me get to the right directory. And we'll do 1.12 because that's where, that's what I'm looking at right now. Select there. Wow. Game files 1.12. Or no. Game backups or game files? No, game files. That's where I want to go. Game files, yeah. Select. And looks like, yeah. Let's go with FBX. We want Targa. And for this, we'll do Unity. Yeah, I'll leave that going now. Alright, so. Here it is. Let's open this up. And now we can go through and say, okay, we want to look at some maps. And we're going to go with Azeroth. And let's say, what was it? 30... 40? 3140s? Oh, that sounds good. It's probably not the one I think it is, but, who knows. And now it's going through and reading all the data that it has to in order to actually load and render the file. Now, it's not perfect. I mean, it's nowhere near perfect. I'm trying to get it so it can read all the mask data and be able to output that as a graphical bit of information, but I'm having problems with it. there's definitely things I don't understand about the display system I have chosen, which is Vulkan. I mean, I literally had to write this Vulkan code from effectively scratch, and I don't know enough about it. I definitely know way more than I used to, but I definitely want to make changes to it. The biggest change I want to make is making it load asymmetrically. So as soon as the mesh data renders, I want that to just pop in. As soon as all the textures are read in and work, I want that to pop in. Individual tiny little models, I want that to pop in. So, and here we are. This is well, this is somewhere in Azeroth. But we got a nice kind of wireframe mode. You can see it smoothed. You can see it smooth with wireframes. You can see just pure texture. You can see lit textures, and you can see textures with wireframe. So this is just pure shading. If it had textures on here, you could see it with or without clipping. And there's just a whole bunch of different modes here, but not very few of them work right now. But this isn't where KJBot shines, is showing stuff off. No, exporting. We can export this as a mesh. We can export it as the textures associated with it. We can export the placement of models associated with this. We can export those models. We should export the height map, the baked texture, layer mask, and liquid mesh, but I don't remember which one of these works and which ones of these don't. But, I could load this up with Stormwind. That would take about a while. I mean, here, let me actually get that going right now, and we'll just talk for a bit. But yeah, Azeroth, buildings, Stormwind. Now, Stormwind is a model with 305 parts. So it takes a while to load all that and then read it into the mesh generator, and then even worse, to load all the textures for that. So this is going to take a long time. But yeah, KJBot was designed to be able to load this data up, be able to export it both to Unity and to Unreal Engine, and to like a CVS file if you need to use it for something else that I don't know what. But I did this all based on a plugin system. I mean, here, you come over here, and you can see we have plugins, images, PNG, RAW, Targa, TIFF, models. It can export to FBX and object. Placement data, that's the big stuff. A CVS file, Unity Sharp, C Sharp, and then Unreal Engine 4. These are all plugins that extend the functionality of the program. And so I took that basic concept and I'm applying that to KJBot for streaming services. I'll also be able to use that for any sort of other things that have to be plugin based on KJBot. It may end up being alert systems are plugin based. I mean, that makes sense if I want to integrate plugin systems. More than likely, I'll find a way to import those settings. But, because KJBot's going to be intended to, really work with that. Oh! Okay, I'm sorry. That worked fine. KJBot, was designed originally to, be a replacement for stream overlays, for, basically everything. I had like 10 to 12 programs up on my, second and third monitors just to stream. Excluding OBS, KJBot was supposed to replace all of it. It would, manage my chat. It would run chat games. It will do overlays. It will do, it might even be able to do music, but I think probably not. Yeah, it's designed originally to be an all-in-one solution. It's just, I focused on the functionality on Mixer, and I didn't allow for enough operability in other locations. So that kind of caused the problem there. Uh-oh. Finally, the headset's starting to die after basically 3 nights of streaming. And it was having problems earlier. I had a timer program designed to do like countdowns, or just to show the time. Like originally I had like it's 10:25 p.m. on Pacific time, and I just had that up above, and my timer program managed that time, wrote it to a text file, and OBS just read that in. KJBot was going to replace that too. I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore, but I'm still going to add that functionality. I mean, here, let's open up the old KJBot again. Oh, that's the new KJBot. Okay. There's the old KJBot. Yeah. So the whole idea was here's KJBot. You can see the chat. You can respond to chats, and oh wait, let me switch. Yeah, here's the chat. You can read it, you can respond, but you can respond as a streamer, or you can respond as the bot. And the idea was if you have multiple sites connected, you're able to pull down, okay, respond as the streamer on Twitch, on Mixer, on whatever site, or you can respond to it on all, and that would be sent to all the chat systems. Here you'd get a list of all the people. You have a lurker list. Here you could filter again by website. Stream management, gonna let you change your titles and your things. You also have a games list where you can actually say, okay, I have these games, I'm gonna play these games, and that would actually come in helpful for the command system. And then you have a whole raid command for when you're gonna go out and raid people. You have your viewer list, so you have actual data on everybody who visits you, including what their site, their name is on Mixer, what it would be a name on Twitch. You can merge people, so if they came logged in on one site and then logged in on the other, you could actually select them both, right click and go merge users. And that would merge all their data. You got a viewer queue system, which actually worked. So you could actually say, okay, everyone, queue up, and we'll see who can join me. And you could do like 4-player games and just cycle in the people with the queue. And you had all sorts of controls over who could join, who could not. You could have controls over the commands for joining, and also leaving. All sorts of stuff. You'd have ranks, you'd have points, and then you just have general management, where you could do things like allow bots to gain viewing hours. You have your commands, which are one of the biggest changes I've seen versus other bots. 1 second. In that we could actually have multiple sets of commands. So I could have a set called Zelda, and I could have a set called Batman. And the whole idea is, I can have commands that are used for Zelda. Like, everybody needs a hey, listen. Hey, listen. And, wrong thing. Command, hey, and hey, listen, and save. There we go. I just created a command that when you go ! Hey in chat, the chat bot will say, hey, listen. And I have I can put a cooldown on that in minutes, so per global, so only one person can run it like every minute. Or I could also have it that a single user could only run it once every minute. So I could have 5 people running it at once, but they can only make it run once. But, I could also have that, output to whisper or do nothing. It also, can have it that it requires people be a certain role or level or rank. Eventually it would have visual sound effects and displays you can put in there. You could search an entire message as text or a regular expression. And then here's the fun thing. Command aliases. A long time. This took a long time just to figure out and get it set up and get it functional. And the good news is I still have all this code, but I'm basically starting the program over from scratch because so much has changed. But command aliases, this is the fun little bit. I mean, if you would, hey, and let's save that, and then you want to do like, what if you wanted someone else to do, hey, listen? So, hey, listen, you'd have to type out the same command, and, you'd have to manage it as 2 separate things. Not with command aliases, because this basically says, hey, this command, I need to listen for this command in order to run this function. But I also have these ones that also run this function. So over here in aliases, I could go, hey, listen. And now, if I do hey or hey, listen, it would run the hey command. I mean, how many other bots do that kind of stuff? None that I'm aware of. But, we had hey, listen. Well, that's great for when you're playing Zelda, but when you're playing Batman, you don't need hey, listen. Well, that's when hey, listen is not in, let's save that just in case. Hey, listen is not in the Batman list. So over here, you could do, exclamation mark Alfred. And, Alfred can do all sorts of stuff. We can have him say, yes, sir. But, then there's all sorts of fun like that. And then you go, well, what if I wanted to do something different? Variables. You can do dates. There's whole bunches of variables you can do in here. So you could actually do a whole bunch of stuff. And then save it out. And now you've got your Alfred chat. So you now have 2 commands in 2 separate groups that can be run completely independently and do not cross over. But then you also have the problem of, okay, but what about all the commands I just want all at once? Do I have to just copy them to each command set? Nope. We have a global command set. This set of commands will work across all of your command sets. So if we go stream info, we can say shit like, this stream is brought to you by the letter B. Save. Stream info will now be accessible even if I'm on the Zelda or the Batman set. Now, this is all good and fun, but wouldn't it be awesome if changing your game changed your command set? I have that right here, and it will be available when we finally get game switching in there. The whole concept was you can open up your game list. You'll have your entire list of games that you have listed over here in Stream Manager. And you can say, I want this set active for this one, this one, this one, and this one. Wow. Oh, Project Stormwind finished. So here's Stormwind. And you can see there's a lot that, it's disappeared and what's going on there. Yeah, it was quick, wasn't it? Well, that's the alpha channel. Let me turn off the alpha channel. And suddenly, there, that's a lot better. So alpha channel on, alpha channel off. This is showing just the alpha channel on the textures. And yeah, well, backface culling is off, so now it's showing both sides of all the polygons. But we turn that on. But here's all the, you know, wonderful data, all the wonderful models, but it's also loaded all the positional data and everything, and I can just export that, you know, right here, and it creates this wonderful little file. And I'm going to not actually export that because I already have this. And this will actually import perfectly into Unity. So, you know, when you have this all set up, you know, look at this. This has all this data, you know, all these things. These are all models that are a part of Stormwind. And then all of those models have submodels that have their own position and, you know, rotations and all that. All that data is just saved out and it imports perfectly into Unity. And I have a plugin that basically does literally the same thing for Unreal Engine. It's a little different to actually import it because of how Unreal Engine works, but yeah. So yeah, so that's what Project Stormwind is, and you know what it does. And that's what I'm using to import all of that into Unity, so I can import it into VR chat. So, you know, I can show you. Yeah, thanks. I can show you what Stormwind looks like in VR chat now, but Ogrimmar is not ready. Yeah, I'm still working on that, and there are still things to be worked on the other. So yeah, the whole command system was quite inspired for KJBot. And then there's the issue of, okay, well, what happens when I want to back up my commands? What do I got to do? I got to back up all of KJBot? Well, you could. That's not a problem. Eventually, you can actually back these up to the website. But for right now, there's something a little bit more important, and that's sharing your commands. So we have my stream info. Let's say I want to export that. Well, I have this button called Export right here. I press that, and I get a string of text. I can copy that, and then I can paste it anywhere. I can even paste it into Discord, and it will, and people can copy that, and then import, and they can paste the code in. Let me export. And then they can import it. And now it's going to ask me if I want to overwrite the command. And I'll just say yes, because it's the same one. So yeah, you can export your command. You can export all of your commands and import them. And it will still ask if you want to overwrite them. I mean, originally, you know, but you can also do that, you know, individually. So, you know, let's export this, copy, and then, you know, let's go new. So this is all brand new, but let's hit import, paste that code, and boom, this is all set up, ready to go into here. Let's edit that, delete, yes, delete all the aliases, save, because stream info does not need that. Alright, that's good. What about Alfred? Alfred doesn't need Hey Listen. Let's delete that. I accidentally had command aliases on Alfred. But yeah, that'll be fun. Timers, that will do the timers as I said before. Displays are going to be fun. This is where you can do overlays. Where you can do alerts, shoutouts. And then the one that was really inspired, end credits. The whole concept was, well, what if you did an end credit sequence like a movie? You would have, you know, a nice little preview here. You know, right now it's set to cards, then classic scroll. That means so cards will flash up on the screen, and then after a while it will just start scrolling up your text. just like that. Other settings included a Star Wars crawl. So, going, well, actually no, from your perspective, going back and up, and it's just, credit after credit after credit after credit. And you'd have abilities to change the background colors. You could make custom name lists. And then you could sign your credits. But I was looking at this the other day, and I realized I did it wrong. I need to make this 100% user controlled. So that means they can come up with their own titles, their own minimum, maximums, alls, and rolls, and all that. And they can design it how they want, and rearrange it, put people in special in different orders and all that. So yeah, that'll be interesting to hit when I finally get around to this. I'm getting excited. Sound effects, obviously, games, quotes. But yeah, KJBot, it's fun. I mean, it's not, figuring out your own, Vulcan, shit, but it's still fun. I don't recognize that logo. Oh, seems good. Okay. Oddly enough, that looks like a streamer friend of mine, but I know it's not him. Alright, so at least we, got Project Stormwind fixed. Actually, would you guys like to see the VR chat Stormwind? I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to set up and get going. Alright. So the version you see here is a little bit more advanced than the one that's online. But that doesn't matter. So let's turn on the VRs. No, don't switch. I said don't switch. Boop, boop. Come on, headset. All right. Gotta get all my controllers and everything. It's all over here in a pile. Let's switch over to gaming. And it can. I choose to do the VR because I like it. Oh wait, I gotta run something else. Just so I forgot to do that. Oh yeah, one of the earliest options they had for over the system. Now, I do have to mention that during this, I will not be able to read chat. I don't have that set up yet for some stupid reason. But I've got a controller. I've got index controllers. I need to step away just a little bit. All right. To VR chat. Oh, I gotta log in. My username. All right, let me go somewhere else just real quick. Yeah, chat time. There we go. Don't want you guys to see my passwords, which is hard to type in. Ah, invalid. That's right. Now, was it that way or the other way? Oh, crap. I think I forgot my username. Or not username, my password. Maybe it's, yeah, let's try the other way. Okay. This is... Oh, no, it's just a... It's an add-on for Steam VR. So basically, if you have a headset, you can just do that real quick. And it's just, you know, a fun little... No, it's just the holodeck. And I can change that up to a lot of different things. But it was originally made back when, you know, your startup area was just, you know, one locked location, and then they have since made it that you can wander about. So, you know, I'll show you guys in a second. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Come on. Alright. Alrighty, there we go. Oh, verification code. I forgot, I did that. No. Alright, and it's gonna reset. Okay. Alright, come on, accept, quickly, verify. There we go. Ah, that just took forever. Alright. Fortunately, it's my default world, is the Stormwind. And I've got my big-ass character, who happens to be Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Hello. But this is Stormwind as it was in my last patch. You can see all the patch notes right here. The patch notes used to be in here, but I have since moved them. No, I don't get motion sickness with VR unless something is rotating me that's not me. Because, you know, I can, you know, I do pretty well running about. I do pretty well rotating myself. What gets me motion sick is like when I'm on a horse or something mobile, and just moving my head causes me to turn. That's what makes you motion sick. It's the disconnection between your choice to turn and you actually turning. So, you know, I can move forward, but if I go this way, I'm still moving forward. That's not bothering me. But it's, you know, I press forward, I look over that way, and suddenly I start to turn. But yeah, look, got everything in the proper locations. You know, got all the lights, nice dynamic. I think I have, don't have the shadows on right now. At least not for that light. Got some shadows on for this light. Big old sun. And you can see we got the teleporters up and going. I don't have all of them because I added a whole bunch of new ones. I don't think this one has mirrors. Oh, I did add jumping. So, you know, you can, you know, climb things. I tried to make it about the same height as what it is in World of Warcraft. Yeah, this doesn't have the mirrors, but the mirrors would go here. And, you know, a lot of people in VR chat just come in, they sit down in front of meters, and they just start chatting and grooming each other and picking gnats out and eating them. And, you know, normal things that baboons do. Hello, anything in here? Nope. Okay. But look at this. All sorts of doodads. Swords and sacks of grain, axes, hammers, maces. And I can't pick up any of them because I don't have that set up, but I'm thinking about it. I mean, on the other hand, having to watch every single one of these is going to make things bad. But, you know, being able to pick up a hammer and start whacking each other with it, that could be fun. I don't know. I mean, you won't be able to pick up the barrels. You won't be able to pick up these sacks of grain. I'm thinking maybe some of these, like, bottles that you might see around. Okay, there's none in here, but there's definitely some over here. Yeah, like the green bottles. You know, being able to pick these up. I don't think there's the blue bottles in here. There might be a blue bottle over there. Oh yeah, blue bottles. And, you know, a torch, a candelabra. Be able to pick that up and carry it with you and have a light source. I mean, that's all stuff I'm working towards. And, you know, so far, you know, we've just been sticking to this one zone. Well, what happens when we want to go to another zone? Well, we could go that way, but that area is blocked off. Let's go this way. Now, if you remember anything about classic Stormwind, you'll remember that not only is everything, you know, having to run there, there's also having to go through the canal district. Because you couldn't fly over anything. And you have the nice little cathedrals. You've got the water, which, you know, looks really bad. And I gotta fix it. You got your magic district. You got the parks district, which is... I missed the park district. In retail, it's gone. It's been missing since Burning Crusade. I don't know why they removed it. Not Burning Crusade, I'm sorry. Cataclysm. They removed it in Cataclysm. I'm not sure why. But, yeah, they just decided to do that. So, yeah, I got this... Oh, that's floating. I'll have to double check that. I got this half of Stormwind working. The Cathedral District is working. This half is blocked off by a Zeppelin. How long did this take? Well, that's the nice thing. Project Stormwind actually makes this incredibly easy to do, because setting up the, figuring out where these go, that's one thing. Getting all the trees and all the doodads in the right spot, incredibly easy with Project Stormwind. Can I do it with any game? Not necessarily. It needs certain requirements. VR chat is set up to do importing and mods where you can create levels in Unity. But if you can create a level in Unity or Unreal Engine, in theory, yes, you could do this. And then there's the Holy District. And if we get too close, and if we come in here, you can see a big fire over there. That's blocking our path from getting out there. I'm sorry, I got to turn off the music temporarily. I mean, I love it, but all right. And you can see there's a system set up here. It's blocking the cathedral. But let's get closer to the cathedral and let's see if you can hear something. Yep. I figured the guys who were building it were having a drinking contest or something. And as I've been going through these, I've been slowly building up little stories on things that will be happening behind the scenes of the areas that are blocked off, like the Zeppelin crash, the fire, which isn't as loud as I remember it should be. But then again, I was also hearing it inside the orphanage, and I'm really glad I'm at the point where I can get rid of the fire. Here, I'm going to respawn. And let's go to the Park District. So here we are at the Park District. This is in the northwest corner. Or rather, I think it's more... Yeah, this would be the southwest corner of Stormwind. But this does not exist in World of Warcraft anymore. Stormwind used to have its own moon pool. Granted, right now I can walk on it, so... And then there's an inn over here. And the whole... to make things move smoothly, I mean, look at this. I've got 90 frames a second in here. To help all this, I'm dynamically loading and unloading areas of Stormwind. So right now... I believe the entirety of the park is gone, and the only thing that exists is this inn. But I figured be able to come in here, grab a drink, go yo, have some fun. And now the park is loaded, and now the inn has unloaded, and it will just kind of go like that. It took quite a bit of work to get that working. And then, they changed how their whole system works, and I had to redo the whole thing. Basically, I rebuilt the whole level from scratch, and now I'm re-importing things to make use of prefabs, which will let me do a lot more fun. Theoretically, yes. I mean, it'll just be a carryable item. I should be able to carry it all the way. So, yeah, we're right by the prison right now. As my frame rate drops to 23. Yeah, not as dynamic as I should have it. But still not bad. Yeah, right now, I could have it dynamically unload basically everything from there over, but there are ways around that. And now the park is loaded, and now the canals are unloaded. And getting 20s, but if I come over here, it's 45s. But that's because it's currently loading this. And yeah, this is very unoptimized, so the next one should be a better optimized. And this one takes us all the way down to the Warlock Den. And one of the things I've been actually working on, and look how close you can get to these paintings. You could never get these this close to it before. You can really see how bad the model work is. Or that it's floating off the edge. But I think that's one of the things I was fixing. I found that a lot of models are just like slightly off. So I had to come up with a calculation that basically made it work. There used to be music in here too, but for this particular version I had to disable it. Here we are at the Mage Tower. Once upon a time, you'll be able to, not once upon a time, but you will eventually be able to teleport to Ogrimmar up here, because I'm not going to have it that you can teleport to the Badlands. Simply because I don't want to have to do that much work. Plus, I think if I do more than the capital cities, I'll get into the edge of infringing copyrights. So yeah, this will be the portal to Ogrimmar. Rah! I feel like things aren't fully loaded or unloaded. But I do have... we got this world portal here. We go through. Boom! We're in the Mage Sanctum. And if you go through that one or that one, it does the same thing. Teleports you back here. Ah! So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Oh, depends on where I'm looking. In theory, yes, you could bash someone over the head in the pub with an axe. And they would, whether or not whether or not they react to it is completely up to them. And, all sorts of fun stuff on there. Whew. I'm actually kind of tired. Would you guys forgive me if I ended the stream now? Usually I try to make these go like 4 hours or so, and I don't know, I'm just kind of fighting anything. Consciousness is... It's okay. Alrighty, I think we're going to end things here then. Little sooner than I anticipated. I felt like we didn't get much done, but we did actually do a lot. I mean, we got... I don't want to say we educated you guys, but yes, you will see me next time, which will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be, Sunday is Coding Sunday, so that's when we'll do game development and programming and all sorts of stuff. Rest of the time, I'm doing games and playing games. Might even be making games. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. But, yeah. We're going to end things here. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time. As always, you can follow me on Twitter to get to know all sorts of information. You can also join the Discord. That's one of the best ways to get in contact with me directly. Let's see. What else? Support me on Patreon if you feel up to it. It helps. And, get more people to come to the stream. We need to get our average viewership up to 3.0. And at that point, I'll reach affiliate status, which means I'll actually start making money just a little bit off of this. And you guys can start doing stuff like spending bytes, and we'll have to do a creative stream where we make emotes and all sorts of stuff. And I'm surprised nobody has asked about my bear. But I'll answer your questions about that next time. All right, everyone. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.